Hello, everybody, and welcome in to day 4 of Adventures with Matt Season 4, a modded Minecraft adventure with modded structures and some modded crops. I'm still testing out some more farming and cooking based mods. I didn't do a whole lot. What I did do was it's same seed but separate pack. I used the same seed, generated it because I like this seed. And I got uh bored waiting for food to grow up. And I tore out that on the test world. And it's 23 and a half, almost 23 and a half stacks of pumpkins. That's not the part that made me go and slap myself in the head. Like palm to the head. Yeah, so it also has green terracotta. And uh yeah, I use green terracotta. I went all the way over there to the Badlands to get terracotta, into the desert right beside it to get cacti, so that I could get green dye, so I can get green terracotta. Oops. And I did not realize that was. I'm gonna have to unbind that. No. Key. This only matters while I'm in the GUI. Okay. Yeah, so I could have just gone over there and gotten green terracotta. Well, there, and then you can see it kind of on the map here, and gotten green terracotta instead of coming over here and digging out terracotta and getting cacti and waiting for it to grow and everything. Also, I did have this run in to idle the botany pots a little, or well, the botany pot trees a little before stream, but it was only about 20 minutes, so they probably ain't produced a whole lot for us to use. Yeah. Okay. Because I need a lot more birch. I could cut down birch here, but that's yeah. There's also a birch forest, an old growth birch forest. I think like right here. Yeah, right here. This is where my offline one of my builds is for my offline world. I could come over here. The thing is, I don't want to generate too many chunks before I figure out if I'm going to be added in those crop mods. Because um, oh, they would need new chunks. Also, one of them put a structure, I think it was like right here. But, it was right here or right here. But, if it's right here, like I think, right here, there's a mushroom village right over here from When Dungeons Arise. What is, oh, right, the ruined portal by the cherry grove. But I think while we let this grow a little more, I'm gonna go over and tear out, because I do have, um, space and stuff. But I kind of want to get, I think I grabbed the gold from the portal over there, but I didn't from here. I don't think, yeah, we still got one there. Two. I don't have a bucket of water. Um, let's go get some water. Okay. I think that's it. That's 6. Got these here. Now we're at 7. I need 1 more. I could smelt the block. Oh, right, I need to turn config. Tweaks, utility recipes. Yeah, that's off. So, utility recipes from Quark is going to lag me in a moment. There we go. It unlocks more recipes for stuff that already exists. For example, you can craft chests with utility recipe on. You can craft chests by that. It would normally take 2 planks or 2 logs to make 1 chest. This is 8 logs for 4, so it's the same thing. It also lets you say make sugar in here. So you just do 3 sugar or 3 sugar cane, and it makes the sugar or the paper, not the sugar, the paper. But it also lets you smelt ore blocks of raw ore, which can be useful when you have, you know, blocks of raw ore or a lot. You can just say you have a stack of blocks of raw gold. Well, normally you would have to undo that and smelt 9 stacks of raw gold. With the utility recipes from Quark, you can just smelt the 9 stacks. It takes the same amount of time. So as a block of raw ore takes 90 seconds instead of 10, but that's because you're smelting 9. If you were to smelt 9 raw gold individually, that would be 90 seconds. So it takes the same amount of time, the same amount of fuel, but less space. I don't have a brush yet. Do I have... Portal. That's going to generate some more chunks over here if I go to it, but... Right, there's the portal over here, I think it is, or here. Okay, let's go to that. I just need 1 more. I want to upgrade this to iron, or to gold. Picking up chicken eggs. Huh. Why is this just dirt? That's weird. Oh, no. Yes, fall damage is off. That looks cool. Okay, so it was on the other... It was on that one then? We would have seen it by now. I said it before, I had an previous seasons. I had a friend. I was on a realm, or I had a realm, and I used this seed. And I had a friend who built their base inside of the cliffs here, the shores. Yeah, there it is. And then he went like 40,000 blocks out and built a different base. Rarely came back to this one, but did come back sometimes. Okay, that's 8. What are you? That was weird. Oh, I just realized upgrading that upgrade's gonna be fun. Because I have to split all of those stacks. Um, let's do this. I might be missing some. Yep, you. Alright, there we go. Instead of times 2, it's now times 4. Alright, let's get this back. Books, books, books. And then let's pull up the ordering tool. Axe. Efficiency, silk touchment. No, unbreaking. Okay. Silk touch. There we go. Alright. Now let's go tear that thing apart. Welcome in. Alright, let's tear this thing apart. I'm doing alright. How are you? That's good. Oh, I missed one. Let's get these taken care of first. I was just thinking, I don't have... Wait, you do have Silk Touch? Yeah, you have Silk Touch. That one over there has a couple of spawners in it. Do I want the spawners, or do I want... Hmm. They are just skeleton spawners. That's fine. Yeah, I've left behind a lot of friends for that reason. Just keep in mind, we try to keep it positive here. Yeah, I can't decide if I want the spawners from in that one, or if I want the orbs. Early on, I think in the orbs to increase my heart might be better. 'Cause I'll be getting a lot of spawners later, for sure. Do I have a plain pickaxe? I don't. Okay, I have to make one. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 23. So yeah, almost, not quite, but almost 23 and a half stacks of pumpkins. And that's just from the smallest one, by the way. Yeah, this is the biggest one. That was the smallest, and then this is the smallest, this is the medium, and this is the large. And this is what we just cleared. This is the one over on the island. Oh, fell in the hole. You know what? Do I have an empty chest? I do. And why I didn't put them in the food chest? Because it would. This is 27 slots here. It would already fill up most of it. Let's see. Wait. Oh, am I almost out of wheat? I am. Okay. I knew there was more somewhere. I got 162 plus the 64. That should be enough for now. You still don't have a whole lot. 21, 22, 28. We're gonna get the 21. One redstone dust. 5 of this. Nope, one more here. They unfollowed. Oh, I only have one book. Wait, no, I have. Okay. I set up the breeder to automatically pool carrots on the test world and automatically feed the villagers into the automatically feed the babies into here and then that into storage. I could probably do that here. It just takes a couple hoppers, 3 hoppers, I think it was. Okay, it's gonna take a while, looks like. Oh, no. I said fortune level 3. There we go. And then let's get a book. Oh, I didn't grab the other book. Let me grab the other book real quick. Fortune. Unbreaking. And efficiency. Let's do the ordering pool. Fortune, efficiency, mending, unbreaking. 23 levels, but that's fine. I only have 10, but it's fine. Pickaxe plus... Wait, I don't have mending. Okay, it's 18 levels. Fortune first. And then I'm gonna need 6 levels. Alright, 6. Pickaxe plus efficiency, and then another 6 levels. Alright. Right, I didn't actually need that. Let's head over to the island and dig out the big guy. And the thing is, I don't actually need the stuff from them. Like, the big guy has ores and stuff, but those are already back at spawn. This is just to give time for the birch pot to grow more birch, produce more. Because as you can see by the big spot up there on the lower right on the map, in the upper right, it takes a lot. And that's just the first floor. How much do y'all think I'll get from this guy? There's quite a lot of meat to him. I am not that good at parkour. Oh, I forgot to put this ladder in. I am probably gonna have to repair the pickaxe or the axe, but that's fine. I'm gonna make some shears. Never too early to start collecting those. And I know it's gonna be more than 23.5 stacks on this, because it's so much bigger. I'm thinking it's gonna be at least 35 stacks. I want to say at least 40, but I'm gonna say 35 just to be a little more safe. Which I can't reach that, apparently. Also, I do want to clarify on the positive thing that I mentioned earlier, and then they left. I don't mind like if someone who's here regularly and is active chatter mentions something unhappy in their life, as long as it's not like depression posting. But this was a new user, and the first thing they did was start it. And then they followed, said that, and then when I said, let's try to keep things positive, they left. They unfollowed. It's like I don't mind if there's more to your chat than that. But when the only thing you've done is come in and say hello, ask how you're doing, and then start posting about bad stuff, I'm not fond of that. Because, like I said, I do want to try to keep things positive here. And it is okay to talk about the stuff that happens. But if the first, like I said, if the first thing you do is just come in and start talking about that, it makes it look like you're looking for a place to talk about that stuff, rather than a place to just come and hang out. What are you doing up here? Sir, you're gonna have to leave. Thank you. I probably should be sharing those hanging roots. How many are we up to? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're already almost to how much first one had, and we're only about actually less than halfway done. Maybe I was right that it's actually over 40. I was saying 35. Like I said, I was saying 35 to be safe, but it was a conservative estimate. Yeah, it's looking like we are gonna hit 40, 40 plus. There was at the end of that, there was a little buzz. Not having Swift sneak is so much slower. We'll eventually get it though. We know where ancient cities are. I've almost gone through this whole axe and I ain't even done yet. Well, to be fair, I did also do another one of these. And for those wondering, this is from the mod Giant Spooky Pumpkins. This is Pumpkin 3. That is actually literally the name. Pumpkin 3. They apparently generate pretty frequently in vanilla biomes. We haven't seen the Witch's Pumpkin yet. That's from a separate mod that I added in for this pack. Pumpkin Witch House. And it's a different dev too, I believe. It looks a lot like this, but with a witch hat on top and witches instead of skeletons. It might have skeletons with the carved pumpkins. Yeah, I'm gonna need to repair my pickaxe or my axe. I ain't got mending though, so fun. Let's grab a villager. Actually, let's grab wrong one. Then I need one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Menden, level 1. Save and roll. Book. Menden. Alright, how much is it gonna cost? 9. Where'd it go? What about another one? Okay. Axe. Menden book. Hold that. And trade. Trying to pull some of this stuff out. Arrows. That should, in theory... Oh, and the spirit orbs, we can grab those. Where is it? Here. Where did I get the slime balls from? I don't remember where I got the slime balls from. Wait, I need the string. String goes in here. Item frames. Where did I get those? Oh, I got it from here. Okay. I don't have the magnet upgrade on my test world yet. So I was trying to remember where I got the magnet upgrade from. Or not the magnet upgrade, the stuff, the slime balls, because I need that. And I got it from the villager camp, Okay. That should be enough, in theory, to finish off the pumpkin. It probably won't be, but we can try. Why are we buzzing? I'm gonna grab these and then put them... Okay, let's put these over at spawn, because I'm probably gonna need all this space. Let's get the chains. And then this one. Alright. Chains. I think that's everything. Yeah. Oh wait, there's that up there. Let's go grab that real quick. Wait, can I? Oh, down. Thank you. Alright, let's go put those all back to spawn. And then we'll come back and finish harvesting the pumpkins from here. And the glow lichen. Chains. This ain't gonna be enough room. I'm gonna have to make a double chest just for that, actually. There we go. It looks so goofy, being half torn out. Actually, let's get the pumpkins first. Alright, now let's get the planks. Oh, I missed a candle. Oh well. Oh, hello. I may have to go back and drop stuff off. It really is getting full here. We are only roughly halfway done. I think I didn't hear that little beep. Oh, that's how I missed it. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to... Okay. And I think that's all of the... Okay, I'm gonna have to go back to spawn. I was gonna get more... or do the wood, but... I gotta go drop stuff off. Spawn. Get rid of this. Let's grab these out. Food isn't here. Let's pop these into here. I don't need the gravel. Alright. Let's repair the pickaxe. Or the axe. $22. Any other other? No. Yes. Alright, while this recovers a little bit more... Actually, it's just about time for the break. We are going to keep this for the moment, and not... You know what? I really don't need that much cobblestone in here. Okay. Theoretically, that'll be enough space for the rest of the pumpkin. Yeah, one of the things I need to do is I was thinking, yesterday, depending on how I do this, I might be changing the dimensions of this. But, one thing I was thinking, if we do a big room on a corner like this, and then a big room here, and a big room here, the corner wouldn't be accessible. The one thing I could do is make it like this, and then a room like this, and then have an entrance here and here, because the hall would be here. The hall would go like here. Oh no, I'll have to put out put down some outlines. Oops. You know what, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna need another double chest. Wait, I already have. I may need another one. Huh. Alright, we're doing pretty good on cacti. Alright. Break time. I'm gonna put it like this. There we go. Alright. Stretch your legs, refill your water, and I'll be back in about 5 minutes. And I'm back. Alright. Prepare my axe a little more. Oh, and nope, none back here. It's kind of giving me shipwreck vibes now. That's interesting. Alright. Oh, oh well. You know, if I wanted spruce for the build, for like the floor or something, this would not be a bad source of it. Oop. Considering how many of these are in the area, or how many of these generate in. But like if I was using that for the floor instead, I wouldn't have to be waiting on the botany pots. Well, I could also chop down more of the forest, go to the old growth birch forest, something. Oh, didn't mean to drop that. Oh well. Yeah, even with haste 3, efficiency 5 diamond pickaxe takes a while. Or wood. Well, hello. That's a god apple. I think that's the first one this world. Okay, I'm learning stuff about this dungeon on the second season with it. It has hidden rooms and chests and stuff. Wait, wood instead of logs? I didn't know that, realize that. If this was crafted, I'd say it was a waste, but since it's a structure mod, it ain't crafted, so it ain't a waste. Oh, there was an item frame that I missed. At least they break when you break the one under them. The block under them. Important them. Yeah, I did have a feeling I missed at least one item frame, but... no, I've got it. It's kind of insane that it takes more than a diamond axe in durability with Unbreaking 3 to tear out one of these pumpkins. Like, looking at it, you're like, oh yeah, I can get that with a diamond axe. It has Unbreaking 3. Nope, you're gonna have to repair it a little bit, at least. Alright, that's all the pumpkins. Let's go back to spawn. Only 10 of these guys. Wrong one. Let's get these. Yep, it's the first god apple. I'm gonna pull those out of here and pop them in here. Yeah, that's insane. 2 double chests full, plus almost 3 more. Two stacks and almost 3 more there. That's insane for just one of those giant pumpkins. But that is the biggest one. That's how many stacks? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. That's 54, 108, 9, 10. So 110, almost 111 stacks. Welcome back. I tore apart the pumpkin dungeons, the one that was here and here, which were this one in size and this one in size. And I also discovered this one has a hidden room, and it had a god apple in it. I got my first god apple. Oh, I didn't put this. Alright, let's repair the axe. Also, welcome in, Mac. Did any pop back here? Yep. Okay. Pumpkin more important than apple. I could use it for trading to farmer villagers and make some. Ah, you collect pumpkins on your server. I mean, hey, to be fair, I tend to collect a lot of stuff that I don't need. Alright, where was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Okay, so this is the center. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You had almost your whole house filled with carved pumpkins. Have you gotten to the point in... Oh no, I sent you a picture tonight. The scarecrow I made in season 1 in the Savannah village over here. I showed you that, right? I want to do stuff with carved pumpkins more, especially the jack-o'-lanterns, but also just carved pumpkins. Yeah, that was my first attempt at trying to... My first real attempt at trying to incorporate those into builds. And it came out looking so goofy. I love him. Right? Yeah. These are the walls for the first rooms. And then this is like the foyer, and then the hall would branch off this way and this way. Question is... Yeah, part of me is saying if I do it like this, I would need to um bump the back a little more. That's it, because the stairs, they'd be 3. Wait, yeah, and then you'd have the sides. So I guess this, because it goes up, and then they go over to the side for the stairs. So if I had it like this, you'd have a narrow space here to go through on the sides, which is slightly less than the actual width of the hall, because the width of the hall is 7. And this, as you can see, is 5. That I'm gonna say that might be fine. Let's get this finished, getting put in. This part right here, and I'll start doing more outlining. I was talking earlier before you came in, Mac, about how I would handle the corners. Also, the reason I was tearing out the giant spooky pumpkin dungeons was mainly just so the botany pots would grow more birch, because I was kind of low on them. That said, I might just chop down more of the forest here, or I might go down to the old growth birch forest to get more, because botany pots do take a while. And this is just the first floor. I need this for the second floor and the third floor as well. Right now, I'm just trying to get the first floor in. There is an ant crawling down my wall. Now it is dead. Probably a good idea to do the first floor before the others. Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing the first floor. When I was saying that, I was meaning, like, putting in the rooms and stuff for the first floor, rather than just the floor and the outer walls. Yeah, you can see I'm already almost through all of the birch planks that I got from the 2 and something stacks. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna temporarily replace this with... I do not need to do that. Just to mark that this is where the stairs are. And then over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines up. And the reason for me not filling that in, this part here, is because this wall actually is here, the outer wall, but that's gonna be dealt with later. So this is a room. And then, wait. 1, 2, 3. Huh. Did I need to go over 2 more? Oh, that's gonna be such a pain with right here. I think I needed to go over 2 more. 1. Oh, I know what I did. I didn't count this. I counted from the edge instead of counting from the center out. Now, either I need to go over 1 more on either side, which I ain't sure I want to do, or I could cut this in half and make this hall. I ain't sure I want to do that, though. Hmm. This just goes to here? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if I have, hold on, I didn't put a marker down over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I need to go one more out this way. Question is, will there be rooms along the side walls, or does the hall remain purely interior? That is something I need to figure out. And I'm hearing buzzing. That's wonderful. Yeah, what I was thinking with the when it turns, if the hall is purely interior, it would turn here. That would mean that this room is inaccessible from the hall. So what I would need to do for that is push. I don't know why it's doing that. That's bothering me so much. Can we? Is it still doing it? Okay, I think it stopped. But I would need to push this wall in to like here. And then have a little opening here, and then maybe so have it go like this and be a sort of corner here of opening. And then either, yeah, I'm gonna have to push this out. I don't want to do the skinny rooms, but I mean, it would make sense. So this would be, and then this would come over, and then it would go. Okay, I'm gonna have to go get stone and dirt. I did put some of it away. I'm gonna need more. And I'm hearing the buzzing again. Oh, I didn't put it away. I'm just gonna have to go get more. um, and you ain't enchanted yet. Well, you are enchanted. You just don't have mending. Let's get you mending. I don't have a book in here, and I don't have a book in here. Yeah. Okay. I ain't got enough to enchant. Wait, it would go into this one. Also, should not have done that. Alright, there we go. Oh, and you ain't got... Yeah, you ain't got mended. I should put mended on you. Yeah, okay. Considering how much dirt I'm getting from this, I could probably just use dirt to fill it in instead of stone. I just don't like using... I know I was using dirt early on, that was just because I didn't have stone. But I don't like using dirt to fill in like that, I prefer using stone. But I am getting a lot of dirt here. Oh, also, Mac, those 2 double chests, and then plus 2 stacks and almost another stack of pumpkins, that was just from the giant pumpkin. The biggest, the one over by the archaeologist right over there. The smaller one was 23 pumpkins. Or 23 stacks and 23 pumpkins. And then we got another 110 stacks plus 56 pumpkins from the giant one. That's 124 stacks and 15 pumpkins, I think. Total. But that also means, you know, a lot of pumpkins for trading with farmers. Or using in builds and stuff. If I use them for that. Yeah, when I added the mod, I was actually to season 3, I was actually kind of hoping it would be like the pumpkin, the jack-o'-lantern was the entrance to the dungeon, and the actual dungeon was underneath it, underground. So I was a little bit disappointed by that, but I think for the loot that they give, just being what they are is worth it. It is a fun, easy, early game dungeon. And it's I get the feeling they weren't going for difficulty, they were just going for the whimsy, the fun of it, rather than like actual challenge or whatever. Okay, let's get back to the stone. There's nothing wrong with that. That is one of the things I look for. That's why I added the witch one. That one also seems like it's just for the whimsy. The fun of having a witch-themed dungeon that's just a giant pumpkin. Yeah, if I ever run a server again, I'd probably add it just for, like I said, the fun. I would also have the looter mod so that everyone can get loot. That would be especially helpful for things like ancient cities. Well, I would also probably have the warden off, but... Yeah, the only downside to the looter mod is the issue with Bastion double chests. I don't know what, because that's been an issue forever. I don't know why they've never fixed it. I recently saw people talking about how that's still an issue. And to explain what that is, looter does not do double chests. It replaces each individual chest half with a separate looter chest. The thing with Bastion chests, the double chests and some of the Bastion remnants, they are double chests, but the loot is actually only rolled on one half. What this means is you actually end up, from my understanding, is you actually end up losing loot using looter from the Bastion chests, the Bastion double chests. Because it rolls one half, but spread throughout the whole double chest. But outside that, looter is pretty useful for servers, for Java servers. Excuse you, I was shift. Since, like I said, it lets multiple people get loot from the same thing. Which prevents things like having to fly out tens of thousands of blocks because other people have looted everything nearby. And, okay, so I mentioned earlier, I'm still testing out the farming mods that I was looking for, or looking into. I'm still also looking into more structure mods to see. I haven't found any that seem interesting that I didn't try last season, but I am still looking for more structure mods as well for things to explore. But I think one of the things I'm going to do in this season is actually try and go for advancements from some of the mods. So, like, maybe get all the Bruin and Chewin advancements, all of the Farmer's Delight advancements, all of the When Dungeons Arise advancements, except for the Giant Mushroom one, because that doesn't spawn. Stuff like that. And if I do add in the Let's Do, they all have advancements as well. And that might help. I'm shifting when I'm doing that. Why are you not? And that might help with stuff to do as well, even though it's not exploring. Because it doesn't have to be exploring for everything on here that I do on here. I mean, I'm building a mansion. And last season I built up a island. Okay. Yeah, so like I was saying, I may try and follow some of the advancements as well on some streams. I still need to find a mod, a good mod, that shows what you're missing for advancements as well. There's things like tame all wolf variants. Well, if I don't know which wolf variant I'm missing, or cat variant, or horse. I don't know if horse is one. But like, where is it? Is it in? No, it's in husbandry. Eat everything that is edible. This is what I was looking for. Eat everything that is edible, even if it's not good for you. Well, if I can't see what I'm missing, I ain't gonna know what I'm missing. And then we ran into one, same with this one, breeding all my animals. And then there was something. Oh, maybe it was from one of the mods I ain't got on this world. But, oh yeah, the biome mods. I didn't know what biomes I was missing. And I've looked at a couple. The issues I had with the ones I looked at is there were a lot of users reporting that you couldn't see everything on bigger lists. It was just cutting them off. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then that's going to be dirt. Yeah, so I do need to try and find... I'm just going to ask on the Quark server, probably, if they have any recommendations for one. I've asked that for other mods. They tend to have some good suggestions. And by Quark server, I'm referring to the server for the Quark mod, which has a lot of mod devs on it, and people who play with mods and stuff. So, you know, so if we expected someone's going to have experience with this sort of thing. Oh, that's wonderful. So I know I haven't been using my Forever World as content, just because it is my Forever World. And like, even if I do want to... I was talking in the last stream, in Wednesday's stream, how a Forever World is a world you should intend to keep forever. Including updating it through the updates for Minecraft, for vanilla Minecraft. So it can be modded, just, you know, it'll be a little bit more difficult to keep it modded if you have the more mods you have. Or keep it updated the more mods you have. Not all of them. Like, I didn't even go to 1.26.1 or 226.1.2 from 1.21.11 because one of the mods wasn't updating. But it is on 26.2 now. I've been in a sulfur cave. It covers hundreds of chunks. That's not an exaggeration, by the way. It covers hundreds of chunks. But, like, I was telling someone yesterday, there is stuff I regret with it, and I do kind of want to restart it, but at the same time, it is my forever world. And the stuff that I did, I can make do with. I was dealing with an issue with something, and yeah, I did a /give. The thing is, I could get that stuff again normally, and then destroy them and use that and say I made up for what I did the /give on. That was way early on, and it wasn't part of a project. So it's not like it was actually for the experience farm. I was dealing with an issue with that. And that is something, like I said, that is something I can just wait. I can just slash give myself the stuff, or because I slash gave some stuff, and it's stuff I can acquire vanilla. Monster spawner. Well, it's not vanilla, it's data pack. But yeah, I can acquire monster spawners. And I can also craft them. I added in a data pack that lets me do that. But no, it wasn't those. It was the spawn eggs. Which I've used spawn eggs before. I've given myself spawn eggs before in previous seasons. That was how I got the Froglight Farm in season 1, I believe. Was I just gave myself monster spawners there. So it ain't too big of a deal. I ain't fully happy that I did that with my Forever World. So I am thinking of getting the spawn eggs with the data pack I have, and then destroying them. That way, because that way I still have gone through the effort of crafting them and everything. Yeah, I crafted it. It ain't. I thought about making them a loot item from killing mobs. But like, even with that, I want to restart the world instead of just doing that. But because it's my Forever World, and I put in 400 hours on a project that I didn't do the command stuff for, that was just pure digging. So much digging. I don't want to, and that is part of my incentive. That's actually part of the reason I did it, was because I've been wanting to do it ever since Ancient Cities were added to the game. But also, after putting in 400 hours digging out the ancient city, and then the dozens of hours I spent renovating it, I don't want to restart the world. Because then I know I would want to redo the whole project. And like I said, that's over 400 hours of work. And that is basically how I'm telling myself I have to stay with my Forever World. So unless something really bad happens, I'm gonna be staying on that world until I stop playing Minecraft, probably. That said, when I was exploring unrelated to that, when I was exploring the sulfur cave, I wanted to get potent sulfur so I could make a fountain that actually had, fountain. And it was for the renovation of the Savannah Village project. My redo of the Season 1 project. That was the only thing I went there for. So I hate the color yellow. So I ain't going to be using sulfur unless I have a reason to. And none of my project plans right now would use any of the cinnabar blocks. I don't know what I would use them for. For some reason, the genius that I am, I decided to spend a while there just harvesting or mining out sulfur and cinnabar. And I did that, I think, half an hour or so before going, why am I doing this? There's no reason for me to. But yeah, now I've got a bunch of sulfur and cinnabar I don't need. And speaking of projects for it, so in Season 2, I also renovated a town and made it themed to adventuring, and they had the mines beside them. I don't know if I've mentioned since, but when it was this village here I turned into an adventuring village in Season 2. On my Forever World, I want to turn this village into an adventuring village again, or adventuring town again, but I want to add in, because they had mine entrance here, because I want to add in actual, like, adventure mines with redstone doors and stuff like that. That it's an actual proper adventure rather than just mines. Because the idea behind it was they were going in there and doing stuff rather than just mining. Hold on. But I ain't that good at redstone. The most I can really do at the moment is the redstone loop I use for um um my wool farm and a toggle for my mob and enderman farm to be able to turn them on and off. And recently, 3x3 piston doors. That's about all my experience with redstone. Yeah, I had to put in 8 redstone doors at the Savannah Village renovation project. There were 4 gate towers, but each gate tower had 2 piston doors. Alright, I'm almost done with this side. I'm gonna have to do the other side too, but I'll hold off on that for a bit until I get over there. Question is, do I have enough stone? I probably have enough stone to finish this part. Presumably. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna have to get rid of this. Yeah, I might not have enough stone. Oh, I know I ain't gonna have enough stone to do the other side. I don't think the other side is even as tall as this one was, it just isn't enough. Short enough, I mean. Also, thinking about, we have an archaeologist over here somewhere. Right here. He sells maps to catacombs, which can spawn under jungles, which means there might be a catacomb entrance somewhere around here. Or it's all the way up in the jungle up here. Yeah, I ain't gonna have enough stone for the other side. That's fine though. I can come go back over there and get more. I might not have enough for over here, but that's fine. I'll just use dirt to fill in. Mostly just because it ain't a whole lot of dirt, so it wouldn't be too much of an issue. But I might have enough. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have enough stone for here. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, there we go. Oh wait, no. Okay. Really? And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, that does need to be pushed out another one as well in order to make it fit like this. Anyway, we're 2 hours in, so it's time for another break. Anyway, stretch your legs, refill your water. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. I'm back, and I forgot to put meat out to thaw last night. And I don't like the other thawing methods. So yeah, that was part of my plan for dinner was chicken drumsticks. Oh well, chicken drumsticks and rice. That was my dinner plan. Oops. So now it's just gonna be rice. Actually, I might do that for lunch and do the leftovers for dinner. I was gonna do the leftovers for lunch. It's the last of my leftovers. Um, let's go check on the birch. Do we have more? A little bit. Back up to the mansion. Okay. Yeah, so the hall would go. The hall, if it's in the middle. Here. Yeah, and here. This is the hall, so this would be another room. How would I do? Would I do it like this? Yeah. Now that does create the question of what I would do in these these 4 rooms. Especially since this would be on every corner. On the side walls, it will just be like this. In order to give access to here. And I think in the vanilla mansion, if I remember correctly, there's a plus-shaped thing here. You go around it. Oh, this means there wouldn't even be. This goes over. What was it? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hmm. That means I just literally just flip this over. There wouldn't even be a big room on the side here, and I'd like. That also means that there's just 2 big rooms, or 4 big rooms per floor, and then much of the smaller ones. Another solution would be to bring this out another one. That way this is also a big room, this here. And that would mean bringing out the other side by 2. Or I bring out the other side by 3 and move all this stuff over 1. So this is the center instead of here. Let's see what the drop looks like over here. Yeah, I think the only thing that would be affecting it if I brought it over 3 here is this, the cliff. But I could just do what I did here and only go partly down. But it would still go. Hmm. And then bringing this back. I need to bring this back too, which would be filling in a lot of space. I need to bring it back too, so I get a whole room in the middle there. The problem is the more out and back I go, the more I have to fill in. I've already filled in so much. I'm glad I ain't doing it on here, because I'd have even more to fill out here. Yeah, it would have been such a pain to do this down here, because I'd have to dig into the mountain. I suppose I could pull it forward a little. So I'm pushing it back 2. I could pull it forward 1, and that'd be fine, I think. Problem is, I do want at least a little bit of space for when you get up here, which is why I wanted to leave this still exposed. Because you need a little bit of space for the entrance. Did I put those? Yeah, I did. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But then you only have a little bit of time, a little tiny space right here. I'm already gonna need to fill this in a little with it being here. But if I pull it forward 1, I would only need to push it back 1. Oh, this is so much work. There is a reason I don't do giant builds. I don't like there only being one big room on each quarter. 2.5 is way better. You'd have 1, you'd have 2, and then you'd have the one there. I think it is pushing it back because of the space issue up here. Yeah, push it out 1 more that way, 2 more that way, and 2 that way. Ugh, this part's gonna be so fun. Let's go repair my pickaxe. It ain't even gonna be much repair. Oh my goodness, I don't have bending on it. That was a waste. Um, Mendon. At least I can put Mendon on it. Okay. Um. Wait, no. Also, let's pull these out, as well as these. Oh. Flowers. Seeds. Emeralds. Okay. I want to go get more stone, but my pick is just gonna tear through my pickaxe. Hey guys, how y'all doing? Glad to hear it. See, once I get the actual up there, the first floor set up, I can probably put in the iron farm, which means a whole lot more of these and more for this as well. And that'll solve my pickaxe repair issues for now, once I can do that. You know what? Where's my boat? Do this. While I wait a minute for refreshes and more iron, we can go over here. To the monster room and get the chests. And then we're going to do that to get the rest of the stuff from the other monster room. Where's the boat? Here. But we're going to need the spawner for now. So I could use the spirit orbs. No, I'm going to leave it for now and decide on if I want spirit orbs from it or if I just want to collect the spawner later. And the spawner over here, if I remember correctly, is a spider spawner. I can use to make a string farm. I ain't sure I'm going to need a string farm. I'm fairly certain I got a ton of string from dungeons. And if I do need a string farm, I mean, I'll end up with capturing on on a diamond sword later, so I'd be able to use that. Yeah, it's a spider. boat. And I'll eventually come back and tear out the ships that I've already looted. That way, I get into the habit. Like, I know I looted these 3 ships, and I'll remember that. But it'll help me get into the habit of doing it for other ships and stuff. And yes, I am aware this is a bit of a slower start to the season than Season 3 was. I don't have a woodland mansion I can just take over. I have to build an actual base. Now, I could just dig into the ground like I did in Season 2 or into the cave in Season 2 and just dig out rooms instead. But I don't want to do that this season. I want to build an actual mansion. And make it the first mansion I actually finished building. Like I said before, I've started building a mansion 3 times on 3 different worlds. 2 on the seed. I just never finished them. For one reason or another. The reason I didn't finish the first one was because 1.18 came out and World Gen changed, and that was on a Realm server, so it updated automatically. And then oops. That was the first time then when 1.18 came out, that was the first time I had the seed. This was the first seed I rolled on 118, random. I started building a mansion here. Then I started a Realm server, or restarted the Realm seed world with this and started building a mansion there. Then I didn't afford to keep it running anymore. So yeah, I just never finished the mansion, so I want to get that to be the first one I build and finish. The first one I build, that I finish. Yeah, once I get the base... Yeah, you're right about that, Mac. Once I get the base of it done, it'll go by a lot faster. Spider eye. I'll go in here. It's just right now. I don't... Figuring out the base of it, which is why I want to lay out, put down the layout and stuff before I'm starting to put in, like, the iron farm. Because so far, I've already changed the plan twice today. I don't think the iron farm and iron trading room is going to need this big, because in Season 3, we had a room this big, and that was enough. We had the iron farm here, and then the trading here. Although, this would be the entrance if I did it in this room. But if I did it this room, you go in here, you've got the trading here, and the farm here. And that would work. But since I'm changing the layout and expanding it again, if I put it all in here, I'd have to tear it all down again. And that's why I want to try and get at least the layout figured out before I put that up here and expand it. And once I do, I'd have enough space to well, not enough space. I'd have the ability to just keep repairing my pickaxe and stuff. Alright, let's go back to the quarry. Oh right, it has Silk Touch. Means those ain't gonna give me, but that's fine. Oh, there. Okay. Just push this back away and expose the stone that's covered up by it. Then I'll swap back to the pickaxe and get more stone. Yeah, once I have the base, it'll go by a lot faster. Just because I won't have to be worrying about how much the space anymore, because I'll have figured it all out, and then I can just put in the walls and stuff. Well, I'll also need to go on a deep slate gathering trip, because I am going to be using deep slate instead of cobblestone, just because the deep slate will contrast with the oak a lot better than cobblestone will. Like cobblestone, that'll look fine. It'll look fine to have cobblestone around the base, but I think it'll look better with deep slate. And if it doesn't, I'll switch back to cobblestone. Oh wow, this one goes back pretty far. Alright, there we go. I just heard a really loud noise outside. There's a part of me that thinks this might not be enough stone to expand just the sides, not including the back. I don't think it's... Actually, I'm fairly certain it ain't gonna be enough stone to expand both sides, since the one side needs to go out 2 more segments. The back has to go back too as well. Yeah, it ain't gonna be enough stone. I don't think my pickaxe can handle getting enough stone without more repairs. Several more repairs. Maybe I should build a mob farm. Like, I know it'll end up obsolete, but it would be... Oh, that's sandstone. Yeah, I've already picked some up. It'll be useful now, early on. Yeah, that was one of the things in Season 3. Because I had the iron farm so quickly, the full iron farm and trading center so quickly, repair and stuff wasn't an issue. But here, it is. And then I was just filling up the tank. Well, actually, the main thing burned through on my experience in Season 3 early on was actually the spawners. Because of Apothec spawners, default is 100 durability damage. Which, yes, I have turned that down. That was insane. Like, if I didn't have mods that added in structures with dozens of spawners, it'd be fine. But when you're getting dozens of spawners per trip out, you just tear right through your pickaxe durability. Sort of like I'm doing here, collecting all this stone. I could have used the... oh well. But hey, there's nothing wrong with taking it slow and having a slower start. Like, if I wanted to rush things, I would just dig into the ground like I did in Season 2. The funny thing about Season 2 was it wasn't even really an exploration one, it was just building. But after the quick start of Season 3, and the fact that I just jumped straight into Season 4, I think a slower start, where I take my time to build stuff and set stuff up before going on big adventures, is good. Also a fun thing, if I do recreate the mansion build on my Forever World once it's done, I won't have to worry about gathering all this stuff up to even that out, because of the Ancient City project. I already have 3.5 million stone I excavated from that. That said, I've used, like, I think 100,000 of it already. Or 3.2 million stone. I know I've used at least 50,000 of it. How much is left? 19, just a little bit less than last time. Alright, let's go back to spawn, repair it. Yeah, I went through so much, got so much, but that's good. Because it means I've got plenty of stone, and should theoretically be enough to at least get the one side done. Alright, let's check the birch. There we go. Oh, I need to put the gravel away. I could smelt some of this cobblestone, but I'm gonna need it. What else should I put away? This. Okay, let's move this over another 7. Well, it'll be 8, but... we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think. Let's make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, okay. Oh, right. I'm gonna have to go. Okay. I just realized, even if I did go and get Swift Sneak, I don't have diamond leggings yet. Well, I'd be able to get them from the ancient city. A part of me is saying I should just go over here, dig straight down, because I know I'll plop into the ancient city if I dig straight down from here, and then get Swift Sneak. That'll make this a lot easier. If you're new to this channel, I use a seed on all of my stream worlds. And there's an ancient city right here. Does not have silence. Silence is up here. It's also, this is also my forever word. I think it's here, roughly. Might be a little bit further. I only had to explore 6 ancient cities on this world to find it. That was on my forever word where I found it. We learned last season that because of Quark adding ancient tomes to the loot pool for ancient cities, silence doesn't spawn generating that chest. Which is unfortunate, but it does mean more exploring to find it. It'll be really funny if it's in the one by the savannah. Right over there. Oh, that's wonderful. I ain't gonna bother filling this in. Um, there we go. Truthfully, I may come in, because it's so small, I may come in and fill it in later. Just not today. Right, yeah. And then 2 more segments back. I'll do that later. Right now, let's just get this part done. Okay, yeah, this is too slow. What was I looking for? Is it in here? No. Okay, so I guess I use them. They ain't in here either. Oh, I don't have obsidian. Just a reminder, wardens are off. Shut up. Oh, god apple. Yeah, fun fact, you see how we're in a forest here and there's no mobs? Don't you be doing that again. That's because ancient cities have a special bounding box that prevents mob spawns. Probably explicitly for, you know, when they stretch into other biomes than the deep dark. I've had people, even when I say it's regardless of biomes, try and tell me, oh no, it's because of the deep dark. I mean, look at this. This is deep dark. This is forest and plains. Forest there, plains here. No mobs are spawning, and no mobs will spawn. If we see any here, they came from up there. Actually, it goes a little bit further back from there. As you can see, they're all the way over here, instead of any being right here, even though this is within spawning range. And that's because of the special bounding box that ancient cities have. Which I discovered due to my ancient city project. It's not recorded anywhere. But, like, that it does exist. And the proof is the fact that nothing spawns in the ancient city, even when it's in another biome. That's projectile protection. Oh, I'm full. Yeah, and the funny thing about people going, oh no, it's because they're in the deep dark, that's in a reply to my message where I say, regardless of biome. And then when there was one person who tried saying, well, no, they still spawn for me when it stretches into others. I was like, not for me. I excavated an entire ancient city. I saw the slime chunks stop spawning slimes once I got too close to the ancient city, even while in a forest or jungle. Oh, right, this one doesn't have an actual... Yeah, that was something that bothered me with this one. It doesn't have an entrance. Nope, okay. I'll come and properly loot this another time, just right now. I want to get Swift Sneak. And some diamond leggings. Oh, I'm full. You know what? Backpack. I got thrown off. I updated to 26.2 for my Forever World. And in Sophisticated Backpacks, it's left click to put things in instead of right click, which is just weird. And it's annoying too, because, you know, I'm used to left click, or to right click for it. You use left click to pick things up. So it's weird that you use left click to insert into something. And because what's happening now is, when I try, it just picks up the backpack instead. Right click is picking up the backpack, which is, that's what's weird. Weird I ain't found a diamond hoe yet. I would have expected to have found one already. This structure is called the barracks, by the way. Kind of a strange look for barracks. Unbreaking. Huh. It's taking a bit longer than I expected to find Swiss Sneak. I thought it was on this side. I guess it's on the other side. The lack of diamond equipment is feeling... Oh. Feeling kind of strange to me. I'm guessing because of the spear orbs and ancient tomes being in the loot pool, it's affecting a lot more than I expected. I knew the loot pools were going to be affected, I just didn't think it would be this bad. I did not scroll, my finger was not even touching that. Four of these guys. Just sneak. Okay. We're gonna do more repairing on tools. And if we're lucky, as we do this, we'll find a diamond hoe that has mending on it. Because you can find those in here too. Diamond hoes, and they have a chance of having mending. I came in through here. Okay. Yeah. Then I would not have to worry about breaking this all the time. The hoe I'm using to do this. And you can see right here, it says deep dark, but then if you go over here, I'm in a forest again. And look, no mobs. Yeah, sorry. It really annoys me that people tell me that, no, it's because it's a deep dark. This is plains, forest, no mobs were here. Oh, right. This one's chest is actually up in there. That's a flooded thing. I'm gonna ignore it for now. We'll deal with it when I come in here to properly loot the place. Well, I am kind of properly looting the place, but you know what I mean. Oh, hush. Unbreaking. I mean, that works. Ooh, 2 god apples. Oh, hush. Oh yeah, by the way, there's an iron ore vein that this cuts through. Yeah, I kind of did forget that this was an excellent source of repair and ability. Actually, I think this is what I used in Season 2. I wanted to go this way. Oh, hush. And this is the one I was just in. Have I just missed diamonds? Oh, hey, diamonds. Ooh, more. Actually, let's swap it for this. It doesn't have Mendon. We're gonna check in here, and then we're gonna stop. Oh, yeah. We're gonna check these two, and then we'll stop. Like I said, this ain't the actual proper looting, for this. Hush. Okay, there is a second swift sneak. You can see there's a chest there that is on the one over there. It's just it's up in the thing and it's flooded there. You know what? I'm just gonna stop right here. Oh, look right here. Um, sorry, I was like, what is this in here? Because it says playback in the description. All right. Um, I'm actually gonna destroy those at some point, just not right now. Let's see. These. Okay. Oh, we're at the 3-hour mark. Go back up top. And I jumped right into that hole again. Alright, break time. We're gonna do another 5-minute break. I did not get covered with diamonds. Alright, so stretch your legs, refill your water, do whatever, and I'll be back in about 5 minutes. And I'm back. Alright, let's get back over here and fill things in. Now that I have Swift Sneak, I can do a lot more. Um, I'll mix it up efficiently with quickly. A lot quicker. So I can just do this now instead of having to slow slide over. Also, there was a reason I wanted the diamonds and then I didn't use it. Let's head back over to spawn real quick. For the diamonds. Now that's an upgrade to the space. There we go. Also, let's empty this out. You can't hold more. You can hold one more sand. All right, that's enough for now. Also, I can upgrade this backpack. There we go. Now we've got more space in there. Let's head back up there now. And since I got my pickaxe and shovel full of repair, next time I go over there to collect stuff, we'll really get a lot of stuff. Also thinking about I should get the restock upgrade. Which is you. A refill upgrade. Okay, pearl and then the redstone dust. Let's head back over to spawn. I am not walking over the waystone. Um Oh, okay. That takes a minute and a half. Well, that's working. Okay. How much do I need? 3 and 1. And again, this is a Quark feature under the tweaks the utility recipes. Normally you can't smelt a block of raw, or you have to break it into the, or uncraft it into the 9. The Quark lets you just do the 1 block, which I really like. I was stretching as I said that, and one of the particles coming down made it look like there was something hanging off my arm. And the reason I'm going for this one is for the pick block part. Like, I could just set it to refill in, but nah, I want the pick block. There we go. Try it here. There we go. So now I can do this. Yeah, and it ain't like I was gonna absolutely need that one block of raw gold, or I'll get more later if I do need them. Another option was just to make the whole thing smaller, but I probably ain't gonna be using all the rooms I'm making. So making it smaller rather than bigger was probably a better idea. I want some big rooms. Because I can find a use for them, I'm sure, by the end of the season. One thing I was thinking of is maybe using it to also display, like, the music discs and pottery shards and armor trims and all that stuff. I did talk about doing that in season 3, and then I just ended up ending the season. I might do that for here. I need to figure out where I'm gonna be doing that on my Forever World too. Like, I could use when I rebuild this on my Forever World, I could probably use that to display the stuff. Because one of the things I need to think about when making it is, am I going to display the stuff by what it is, like the shards in one room, the trims in one room, music discs in one room, and so on? Or will I be doing it based on like where it's found? If I do it based on where it's found, I'll need a bunch of rooms. Because you'd have trail ruins would get their own room, probably ancient cities. Um, I was gonna say jungle temple, but that only has one unique thing in it, the tram. Although it would, doing a room just for jungle temple would, on the Forever World, would give space for if they expand on jungles in the future. 'Cause right now, the only thing really jungles you get jungle wood, cocoa, and if you're lucky, the wild armor trim. And that's it for jungles. I do feel that the jungle temples could use a revamp. That is something I feel. They're a bit disappointing. I understand it's not meant to be something complex, that it ain't supposed to be something you get a ton of awesome loot from. I feel it suffers from being an early structure, because you go in, the puzzle is easy. Once you know what the puzzle is, it's just you flip 4 levers. Or you dig through the wall. And I think its purpose is to teach you a little about how some of the redstone works. And I think that could be worked into a bigger structure, like the Young's Better Jungle Temples do that a little bit. They are focused more on just giving you a challenge to get through, but the loot ain't worth that. It's really mid. But I do feel the vanilla one could use maybe a little rework. Not a massive rework, just a little bit of rework. Because for the most part, I don't think they're worth going in. But they are a relic from Minecraft's younger days, as far as I'm aware. So it does make sense they're not, like, fleshed out or anything like the trial chambers or ancient cities are. Nether fortresses. Okay, so I needed to go all the way over here. But if they expand on, like, doing a trophy or a museum with a showcase room, with there only being just the wild armor trim for jungle temples, I ain't sure what I would do for that. Like, would I still give it its own room? Because there wouldn't be anything else to put in it. I think the only way to deal with that would be um that's not trapped in a jungle villager there. I think the only way to deal with that would be to do it where it's based on what the item is rather than where it's from. But I kind of like the idea of doing it where it's from. Fun fact, trail ruins can spawn in jungles, can generate in jungles. I've had people tell me they can't. They can. It's just you're unlikely to see them because of the jungle growth when they do generate. Because jungles are, pretty dense. Whereas in the old growth birch forest and the old growth taigas, spruce and pine taiga, the old growth spruce and old growth pine taigas, you have a lot less cover. So when you're walking through, you have an easier time finding them. But yeah, if I were to do it based on where it's found, you'd have stuff from trial chambers, stuff in one room, stuff from ancient cities in one trail chamber or trail ruins. And then maybe music discs would all just be in one room. That would cover monster rooms and mine shafts. And also the sulfur caves music disc. Because it ain't showcasing like just blocks and stuff. It would be for showcasing stuff like the sherds, the armor trims, stuff like that. Music discs, the dragon egg. How much more do I have? Oh, yeah. I have enough right here, but I won't have. I'm gonna need to harvest more stone. The good news is, once I finish the base, I won't have to worry about mining more stone for a while. I will need to get a couple of deep slate, but I won't have to worry about because I need a couple deep slate for the perimeter and accents and stuff. Thinking about the ocean for the display rooms, I think I would just lump ocean stuff together. Um, because like Nautilus shells, or not shells, well, I guess shells, but Nautilus armor and the tied armor trim would basically be it. See, that wolf reminds me. So, I've mentioned a test world. It's affected animal. The mob spawns. Some of the mods I'm testing on it. The wolves did not spawn. The wolves always generate. That's vanilla. But apparently, I think I know which mod it was because it adds in another mob that can spawn in forests. And I think that messed with the wolves' ability to spawn because the wolves did not spawn. So I walked over here and all the sheep were alive, and I'm like, where are the wolves? And there were just no wolves. Did I? No, okay. We are at 3.5 hours, so I finished this line. That'll be it for the stream. This will take me another bit. And I need to let my Royce trust. It is not feeling happy. Yes, I missed the hole. Alright. Oops. I hit F4 instead of F5. Alright. So that's going to be it for today's stream. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you're and thanks for tuning in, Mac. If you're watching this on Twitch, you can catch the VODs for the whole series on my YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can catch me streaming live on Twitch. My current schedule is Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. The next several streams are going to be mostly me working on the mansion. So if you want to see the progress on it, getting put in and all that, tune in. I might leave this idle for a little bit to get more birch between now and Tuesday, or I might not. But yeah, because I do need a lot more birch and oak. But I don't know. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everyone. I hope y'all enjoyed. Thanks. Or you can catch if you're interested in watching the VODs or the streams, just check out the platform. The link is in the profile on either one. The name's the Draconic Matt. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope y'all enjoyed, and until next time, have a good one. Bye.